As soon as one talks about food, one must talk about farming as well. This is a mistake we have made in our society, that we have started looking at food and farming as two different things. Food means solution, farming means problems. If agriculture is not a priority, then food cannot be a priority, health cannot be a priority. Why is farming so important? It is because the techniques of farming we need to adopt methods that are in sync with earth, water, and air. These three elements affect us as we affect them. This method of sustainable farming techniques are called permaculture, thus permanent culture. Once we start applying the various principles of permaculture farming, results will be obvious in 4 to 5 months. Here I stand in the Art of Living permaculture farm. One can only realize the marvels of the most simple yet efficient techniques of permaculture, where the three most important elements of farming, air, water, and earth, are protected and replenished in an effortless manner, and at the same time yield the most sattvic produce. Can you believe this lushful place was once a mountain only of stones? This place turned green because of the rainwater that was allowed to percolate down. This is rainwater harvesting. How does the rainwater percolate down? On this multi-dimensional slope at almost 40 degrees, water from all over is allowed to go down this trench, which is almost 3 to 4 feet deep and as long as a huge serpent. This works as a dead end for all the water. Just like the one I showed you all now, there are several others. These trenches hold more than 90% of the water that flows here. This greatly helps the area to remain green even on hot summer evenings. In a fistful of soil, there are living organisms more than the number of humans on earth. This is living soil. These living organisms make the soil fertile. When we press the soil hard, all the organisms in the soil die. A soil without living organisms is like cement. Hence, tractors should never be used in tiling the farms. After every harvest, the farmers burn down the residues and add water, thinking they are creating potash, and it will make the soil fertile. In fact, organisms in 4 to 5 millimeters depth die, and the burnt soil is pressed further by the heavy wheels of a tractor. This is nothing but a recipe where the soil is turned into an infertile brick. The fertility of the soil can be increased by planting multiple seasonal and local crops and not by fertilizers. There is a myth that mud is dirty and filthy and should not be touched with bare hands. Well, this is false. As you can see, I am washing my hands with a spoonful of soil. This not only naturally moisturizes your skin but also gives it unique nutrients. Plants of marigold are natural pest attractors. In their presence, pests do not attack the surrounding crops. Onion and garlic are natural pest repellents. In their presence, pests stay away from the entire farm. Plants like tulsi and aloe vera give away oxygen for 24 hours. This repels pests. This is like a joint family where everyone flourishes together. Soil is kept rich and fertile by allowing the natural waste like dried leaves, twigs, and crop residues of trees to get decomposed and form soil again. Any plant waste decomposes and becomes soil in 108 days. Compost areas within the farms are created, and this process is called composting. In composting, the nutrients that the plant have taken from the earth to grow will go back to the earth. The next most important principle of permaculture is whatever you grow, you should save their seeds. Every fruit and flower blossoms with the potential of creating a new life. Every grain has a seed hidden beneath its husk with a promise to yield more if you carefully plant it in the womb of Mother Earth. But this womb must be fertile and devoid of chemical and unnatural fertilizers. Here are some seeds collected in the permaculture farm: the bottle gourd, the okra, the papaya seed, the drumsticks, Lakshmi Taru, and also some rose apple. Permaculture gives you all the possibilities to grow whatever you want, wherever you want, and fulfill all those small desires. One such example is this papaya tree, which is growing in this small tray and is just 4 to 5 months old. It is growing in this small tray which does not even have a thickness of 2 inches. Can you believe it? It does not even have a thickness of more than 2 inches. I don't know if it will give a fruit or blossom into a beautiful flower, but it just breaks the stereotype that it requires a certain amount of thickness in the soil for a plant to grow. This world is full of amazements, and permaculture is one of them that the nature has given us. To briefly summarize, these are the elements in permaculture. It includes the things I spoke about: harvesting the rainwater, no machinery to plow the land, growing crops according to the season, growing multiple types of crops at the same time, make your own fertilizer, save your own water, save your own seeds, waste nothing, do not burn the crop residues, and also, most importantly, listen to the suggestions what other experts give. This sustainable infrastructure is called permaculture. Intelligence of nature. She has survived for eons and will continue to do so in spite of us. We have to decide how we want to honor and treat her so that for the brief period of time that we are here, we enjoy her disease free and nurture those values for our future generation. Jai Gurudev.